So people ask me why I'm running 2 Livescope transducers on my boat, and here's the perfect example of why. So I'm out here off the bank. I'm too deep of water, so my power poles won't hit the ground. So I've got to put my trolling motor in anchor lock. Anchor lock's amazing, and I still can't believe how we ever fished without it. But the wind's blowing us around, so the trolling motor is always correcting itself. When you do anchor lock, Livescope will only work wherever the trolling motor is facing. So an anchor lock, it's always correcting itself and turning and not always looking at the target you want to see. But I found this really cool stump out here, and it's really cool because it's sticking out of the water so you can see it as well. So what I've got is I've got this Rite Hite Turret up here. You can see this little arrow up here, and I've got this little foot pedal. But what I'm able to do now with the turret is I can turn it and point it towards the target. So what I'll typically do is I'm fishing along with the map and the traditional sonar, but if I get in a spot with anchor lock, I can go to my quick settings here, push this button, and let's just go to number 4. And what you can see is I've got this arrow pointing towards that, and you can see the tree right there. And so I can then see that tree. So if there's a brush pile or a target away from the boat that I really want to focus on that brush pile, I don't have to worry about looking with the trolling motor. I can use the turret to spin around and find that target and actually see what's there. So there you can see the tree, and you can actually see some fish down on it as well. So this is my Livescope that's on the trolling motor itself, and so it's spinning around. So while the trolling motor is sitting here fighting the wind and being an anchor lock, I'm able to take the turret now and specifically focus on that target, whatever that might be that I want to fish, a brush pile or whatever, and I can see the fish there. I can see the tree itself. There's my bait. You can see my bait right in there. So it's just working down the side of that log, and those fish are actually, I spooked the fish when I threw my jig in there. Hopefully when I do that, I would actually catch a fish, but I can actually see how those fish reacted to my jig. It actually spooked those fish. But that's what's kind of cool about that too, is I know now there were fish there. My jig actually spooked those fish, so I need to leave this spot because the fish aren't there anymore. And when I do come back, if the fish are there, I probably need to try something different than the jig. But that's what's really cool about the turret, is it just gives me another option to really stay focused on a particular target. And here it just happens to be that log. So just one more tool to add to the toolbox.